have CKD, you can improve. As long as you follow the right diet. These are the foods you must eat. Catherine here. If you have kidney disease, there are two types of foods. Those that damage the kidneys and those that will help them. Today, I want to share with you the easiest guide possible to find the right foods for you. And when it comes to treating kidney disease with the diet, there is one category of foods that should always be your #1 dietary staple. Low GI carbs, especially plant-based, single ingredient, and processed foods. These are the foods that 100% of the kidney disease patients that were able to improve their kidney function were eating. This is what I'm going to focus on today. But we will also see some of the best high biological value protein sources, the best essential fat sources, and more. But you see, many kidney disease patients are still confused today about what they should eat. Is potassium good or bad for you now? Should you avoid carbs or should you avoid fats? And more. Time to put an end to that. But I'm wondering, who can tell us what foods are good and what foods are bad for the kidneys? Okay. Science can tell us. You see, there is a recent study in which 120 patients in stage 3 and 4 reversed the decline of their GFR reliably, just thanks to a very easy diet. On average, all of them increased their GFR, lowered their uric acid, lowered their creatinine, lowered their bond, lowered their blood pressure, and enhanced their quality of life. So what did they eat in this study? Well, as we can clearly see here, carbs were their main source of calories, okay? And science is very clear on this. People with kidney disease, diabetics included, must have carbohydrates as their main source of calories. This is only if they want to improve, alright? It's clear that if you don't mind ending up in dialysis in the next few months or years, eating steak and fries with some Coke is always an option. But I don't recommend it. Let's see instead what you can eat in order to improve. Some of the best carb sources out there include starchy veggies, such as beets. Beets are, in my opinion, one of the healthiest veggies out there. A must for kidney patients because they also help lowering blood pressure. They are also naturally high in nitrates, a very powerful vasodilator. Another carb source I recommend, red potatoes. Potatoes are rich in nutrients and fiber. They are a gluten-free carb sources that's also low on the GI scale, especially if you cook them the right way. Choose red potatoes if you are diabetic. They are lower on the GI scale than regular potatoes. Potatoes are high in potassium, so keep that in mind if your doctor hasn't figured out how to treat this issue yet. And also consider corn. Contrary to popular belief, corn does not cause any unhealthy spike in your blood sugar levels. Corn is rich in fiber, great to help absorbing sugar and carbs more slowly. Turnips are also great for a renal diet. Turnips contain several anti-inflammatory plant compounds associated with disease-fighting properties. These root vegetables are loaded with fiber and vitamin C. They are also a decent source of vitamin B6 and manganese. Carrots are also great because they are full of fiber and they also contain beta-carotene. Beta-carotene, the water-soluble form of vitamin A, helps the kidneys filter toxins out of the blood, and it may even help prevent urinary tract infections, according to studies. And also, winter squash. Another food that was on the forbidden list for too long, but that's actually a good source of fiber and carbs. Because keep in mind that getting carbs from veggies is the best thing you can do to protect your kidneys. Not only these foods are all very rich in fiber, which is key for better kidney health, they also come with many health benefits that you can get anywhere else. But you see, they are also very low in calories, which is important. If you have diabetes or if you need to lose weight, eating foods that make you feel full without being caloric dense is the way to go. Wait, now what you may ask is, are these vegetables actually safe for people with diabetes? Shouldn't we eat more meat instead? Well, you see, while there are many influencers out there that are still trying to sell liver pills and books about eating raw animals, science is not on the same page. We know today that type 2 diabetes can actually be reversed, but not if you base your diet on red and processed meat. There is only one thing that really matters in order to reverse type 2 diabetes: caloric restriction. That's all you need. Tons of studies are proving this. Now, these statements you see are coming from an article published on the BMJ, by the way, one of the most important health journals in the world. But why is caloric restriction so important? In medical literature, every single case of diabetic patient reversing the disease was done by losing weight. So you can't reverse diabetes without weight loss. And the only way to reliably achieve weight loss through caloric restriction is eating lots of fruits and veggies, because they will make you feel full, but they are way less caloric dense than basically anything else. So don't trust people telling you to eat meat in order to control your diabetes. That doesn't work. What we know today about diabetes is that in order to reverse it, around 60% of your daily calories must come from carbohydrates. Even more than 60% if you also have kidney disease. Science is extremely clear on that, alright? And while I don't just want to focus on carbs today, it's clear that they are going to be the biggest part of this video, because they should also be the biggest part of your diet. Science is extremely clear on that. Now, we have seen a few veggies that will be perfect for people with kidney disease and or diabetes. Time now to see some high carb foods that are especially good for CKD patients in the advanced stages. These are going to be more caloric dense than veggies, alright? So if your goal is not to lose weight, focus on whole grains. These are some low GI complex carbs that are exceptionally healthy, such as bulgur. Bulgur is one of the whole grain wheat products that are the lowest in phosphorus, and this is crucial for people with kidney disease. This nutritious grain is a good source of B vitamins, magnesium, iron, and manganese. It's also full of dietary fiber, which is important for the digestive tract. Make it a regular on your table. Another whole grain, low both on the GI scale and in phosphorus, is wild rice. Wild rice is not really rice, it's a whole grain. This means that it has a lower glycemic index and a lot more fiber, nutrients, and vitamins compared to any other type of rice. It's also lower in phosphorus than brown rice, and it comes with many health benefits. Wild rice can contain as much as 30 times the antioxidants as white rice. Now guys, many other options are available when it comes to grains. Many patients also eat pasta and rice and bread as a part of their diet. These foods may be useful to reach your target of calories and carbohydrates every day. Now, especially for people following a very low protein diet, another great addition may be a proteic pasta. A proteic pasta is a product especially developed for people with kidney problems. But why do kidney patients need a special type of pasta? Like almost any food, pasta is not just a carb source, it also contains some protein. And while some self-called experts will tell you to limit carbs, what people with CKD actually need to limit is protein intake, says current guideline. This is why removing the low quality protein you will get from pasta, for example, may be the winning strategy. But if you can't find this product, don't worry, there are other carb sources you can consider, such as, for example, fruits, It's hard to go wrong with fruits. Most fruit is healthy for you with few exceptions. I mean, someone with diabetes may prefer to avoid high GI fruits such as ripe bananas and pineapple. Especially don't eat them in large amounts without anything else to slow down digestion. And also people suffering from hyperkalemia may also prefer to avoid high potassium fruits. You know what they are. However, it's important to keep in mind that while avoiding such fruits may help a little bit prevent the condition from worsening, it does not address the root cause of the problem. Avoiding these fruits is not enough to treat your condition. You still need to find out what is causing your potassium levels to be high, alright? That's what nephrologists are for. Now my advice when it comes to fruit is to eat what you like. Really. But if you want more specific recommendation, watch my recent video up here and also down in the description. It's about the best sources of antioxidants. Because you see, it was recently proven a link between increased antioxidant intake and better kidney function. Or even better, save it for later. I still want to show you some of the best fats and protein sources you can find because there are only 3 food groups we can get nourishment from: carbs, fats, and protein. And you obviously need all of them in your diet. Now, as we can see here, fats are the second most important food group for people with kidney disease, and they are essential. You cannot live without them. Fats are also critical to manage caloric intake. You see, 1 gram of carbs has 4 calories, but 1 gram of fats has 9 calories. As a graphic representation, this you see here is 200 calories from peanut butter compared to 200 calories from honeydew melon. But which one of these do you think will make you feel more full? Now, we can use fats as a tool, alright? We can reduce fat intake in order to lose weight, or we can increase fat intake if we are struggling to keep on weight. But in any case, when it comes to fats, we must make sure that we are getting our fats from healthy sources. So what foods rich in healthy fats are good for those with kidney disease? Some examples include almonds. Almonds are an amazing superfood. They are great because they're so rich in magnesium. Magnesium is key for kidney health. It fights high blood pressure, lowers inflammation, and fights diabetes. Unfortunately, having a deficiency in this nutrient is just as common as it is dangerous. So eat more almonds! And also, flaxseed. Now, flaxseed comes with an amazing benefit. This small seed is incredibly anti-inflammatory. Eating flaxseed regularly protects the kidneys, especially in those with inflammatory kidney disease. There are studies showing that flaxseed can improve GFR in this case, thanks to its impressive anti-inflammatory properties. Another food that has been shown to be able to lower creatinine levels in literature is Brazil nuts. This incredible superfood will help you for a completely different reason than the other foods we've seen. Brazil nuts are incredibly rich in selenium. This is a mineral which is often deficient in many people, and this deficiency is known to damage the kidneys. Just remember that you want to add just 1 maximum 2 Brazil nuts per day. Another fat source with incredible benefits, olive oil. Olive oil really is healthy for everyone, especially if you can find extra virgin olive oil. Just 2 tablespoons a day of extra virgin olive oil have shown to improve HDL cholesterol levels in recent studies and to help with insulin sensitivity. This superfood also boasts great anti-inflammatory properties, and we have seen how important it is to have foods with anti-inflammatory properties in the diet. And also consider coconut. This fruit is great especially for people with diabetes. It doesn't contain as much carbs as it contains fats, so consume it in moderation, and also keep in mind that coconut is rich in potassium. Now, much of the fat in coconut is in the form of medium-chain triglycerides or MCTs. This is the only form of fat that the body can use as an immediate source of energy, a bit like carbs, but without any insulin spike at all. MCTs are so healthy for the kidneys, especially in case of diabetes. that you can also get them in oil form to supplement your diet. Studies say they may improve insulin resistance and help overweight people lose weight. And you can also use coconut oil for cooking. It's one of the best cooking oils you can find. Now, bonus food, avocado. Avocados are rich in vitamin C, E, K, and B6, as well as riboflavin, niacin, folate, pantothenic acid, and magnesium. They truly are nutrition powerhouses. Avocados are also so rich in antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compounds they can protect from oxidative damage, which is associated with the progression of diseases. Avocados are also very rich in fats, just like coconuts, and in potassium. And just like coconuts, this super healthy fruit was banned for the renal diet for too long. Many patients know today that they can actually eat these two foods without worrying too much. Now, when it comes to fats, it's also clear that there are unhealthy foods we want to avoid. Anything containing trans fats should be banned from your table. So look at the labels of what you are buying and make sure they don't contain any partially hydrogenated oils. That's how they call trans fats on food labels. In the US, the FDA actually banned the use of partially hydrogenated oils as ingredient, but you can still find them if you are from another country. So be particularly careful about this ingredient if you buy foods such as snacks, fried foods, shortenings, and margarines. Okay, just one food group missing now, protein. Now the biggest question is, which foods contain the best protein for kidney health? Now this is still today a conundrum of the renal diet because we know that protein from plant-based foods is accompanied with less phosphorus, which is key to protect the kidneys. But when it comes to kidney health, it's also important to eat as much high biological value protein as possible and as little low biological value protein as possible. High biological value proteins contain all the 10 essential amino acids, which means that the body doesn't create as much waste from eating it. And also that, well, you now have all the amino acids you need to survive. Now the problem. Animal-based protein is high biological value, while plant-based protein is low biological value. How can we solve this? Guys, keep in mind that the solution to this riddle is what made it possible for the 120 CKD stage 3 and 4 patients to start to see steady improvements in their GFR numbers. And well, the good news is that I've made a full video about it. It's up here and also down in the description. I really recommend watching it. And this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all.